Welcome to our deep dive. And today we'll be looking at recycling trends,
Oh, cool.
but with like a really interesting twist.
Okay.
We're focusing on AREMARPO.
AREMARPO.
Yeah, it's a recycling association in Popayan, Colombia.
Okay.
And we're going to see how they're navigating the future
Yeah.
of this like ever-changing recycling industry.
I think what makes this deep dive so interesting is that, AREMARPO isn't just some, abstract case study.
Yeah.
It's a grassroots organization with a really rich history,
Yeah.
deeply embedded in its community.
Yeah, they were founded in 1987
Oh, wow.
after a devastating earthquake, and they actually began by supporting displaced recyclers.
Wow, that's incredible.
Now, with over 100 members,
Wow.
they've become like a vital part of Popayan's recycling ecosystem.
That's great.
They even transformed an old slaughterhouse into a recycling center.
Oh, wow.
Talk about resourcefulness.
Yeah, absolutely. Their
Oh.
journey really embodies the spirit of, turning challenges into opportunities.
Mm.
But despite their successes, AREMARPO faces limitations.
Yeah.
Particularly in funding and logistics, just like, many recycling initiatives around the world.
That's true. And that's actually where this strategic analysis comes in.
Right.
It's not just like a report.
Yeah.
It's a roadmap
Oh, cool.
for AREMARPO's future.
Okay.
A suggested strategy, as they call it.
I like that.
We'll be diving into the 10 key recycling trends that these experts identified.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested in how AREMARPO plans to actually apply this suggested strategy to like overcome their challenges and thrive in the years to come.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's one thing to understand the trends.
Yeah.
It's another to turn them into, actionable insights. And
Yeah.
this report thankfully delves into both.
Perfect. So before we get into AREMARPO's specific plans, let's set the stage with those top 10 trends.
Okay.
These are like the big forces that are shaping the future of recycling globally, right?
Exactly. These are the game changers, distilled from 30 variables that the experts analyze.
Wow.
And remember, these trends are all interconnected,
Yeah.
influencing each other in really complex ways.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay. Trend number 1, government support.
Okay.
The report highlights the importance of policies and financial assistance that actually incentivize recycling.
Right.
So think training programs for recyclers, investments in better infrastructure,
Yeah.
even things like subsidies for fuel-efficient collection vehicles.
Right.
It's really about creating an environment where recycling can actually flourish.
Absolutely. AREMARPO has benefited from some government support, particularly in recent years with this new legislation promoting responsible waste management. But there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Especially regarding funding for, innovative projects.
That makes sense. Okay, so supportive policies are crucial.
Yeah.
But what about the people like on the ground? How informed are they about recycling?
That's trend number 2, public awareness. Unfortunately, the report points to a lack of knowledge about proper waste separation as like a major roadblock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds simple,
Yeah.
but so many people still aren't sure what goes where.
So education is key here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Clear and consistent messaging about, recycling do's and don'ts is vital.
Right.
Just imagine if everyone knew how to sort their waste properly.
Yeah.
Think of the impact that would have on efficiency and resource recovery.
It's a powerful reminder that individual actions matter.
Yeah,
Even something as seemingly small as sorting your trash can have a ripple effect.
for sure.
Now, trend number 3, strategic partnerships.
Okay.
The report highlights how collaboration with NGOs, businesses,
Yeah.
and even other recycling organizations can help overcome limitations.
This is particularly relevant to AREMARPO.
Right.
Their history is full of examples where partnerships have allowed them to achieve more than they could alone.
Yeah.
Remember that old slaughterhouse they transformed into a recycling center?
Oh.
That was a joint effort with the city government and a local university.
It's a great example of how, like, pooling resources and expertise can lead to innovative solutions.
For sure.
Okay, what about the legal framework? Where does Colombia stand on environmental regulations?
The report actually highlights Colombia's legal framework as like a positive force for change.
Oh, wow.
The Constitution itself emphasizes environmental protection.
Okay.
And there's been a recent push to formalize the role of recyclers and promote responsible waste management.
So there's a solid foundation in place,
Yeah.
but laws are only as good as their enforcement, right?
Right.
And what about people's actual attitudes towards environmental issues? Are they shifting towards greater awareness and concern?
That's trend number 5, growing environmental awareness.
Okay.
And yes, the report acknowledges a positive trend globally with more people interested in sustainable practices.
Yeah.
But it also warns against greenwashing,
Okay.
urging consumers to be discerning and look beyond flashy marketing claims.
Right. True sustainability goes deeper than just buying a product labeled eco-friendly.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got government support, public awareness, and supportive regulations. What about the financial side of things?
Right.
Can organizations like AREMARPO actually afford to implement these changes?
That brings us to a major hurdle trend, number 6, limited access to financing.
Okay.
The report frankly states that this is a significant obstacle, especially for smaller grassroots organizations.
Right.
They might lack the collateral for traditional loans or struggle to attract investors who prioritize quick returns over long-term impact.
That's a tough reality. So are there alternative funding models that could be explored?
Absolutely. The report suggests exploring options like microloans,
Okay.
impact investing, and even crowdfunding platforms specifically geared towards sustainability projects.
Interesting.
It's about thinking outside the traditional financing box.
That makes sense. Okay, so we've got the money, hopefully.
Yeah.
But what about the people actually doing the recycling?
That's trend number 7, the need for training and professional development for recyclers. As technology evolves and recycling practices become more sophisticated, continuous learning is essential.
Right.
The report emphasizes the importance of equipping recyclers with the skills to adapt and thrive in a changing industry.
It's about investing in the workforce.
Yeah.
Not just the infrastructure.
Exactly.
Okay, on to the big picture trends that everyone's talking about these days. The zero waste movement and the circular economy.
Right. The report highlights these as crucial shifts happening globally.
Okay.
Trend number 8, the zero waste movement, which aims to...
Well, eliminate waste entirely.
Yeah, well, almost entirely.
Right.
Through a combination of reducing consumption, reusing materials, and recycling what's left. What's interesting is that the report emphasizes the economic and market-driven aspects of this movement. Meaning it's not just about altruism, it's about smart business. Companies are realizing that embracing zero waste can lead to cost savings, increased efficiency, a better brand image, and even access to new markets.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where doing good for the planet also makes good business sense.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the circular economy? How does that differ from zero waste?
Well, think of zero waste as like the ultimate goal.
Okay.
While the circular economy is a model for achieving it, it's about shifting from a linear take, make, dispose system to a more cyclical one where waste is reintegrated back into the production process.
Okay, so it's about closing the loop.
Yeah.
Turning what was once considered waste into valuable resources.
I love that.
It's a powerful concept.
But I imagine there are practical challenges in making this vision a reality, right?
For sure.
What does the report say?
You're absolutely right. Trend number 10 brings us back down to earth with a thud-high transportation costs.
Oh, man.
It's a major logistical challenge, particularly for organizations like AREMARPO that rely on collecting and transporting materials across a city.
Especially with rising fuel prices these days.
Exactly.
So there you have it, the 10 key trends shaping the future of recycling.
But remember, these aren't just abstract concepts.
Right.
They're forces that will directly impact AREMARPO's future.
Exactly. And that's what we'll be exploring in part 2.
Sounds good.
We'll dive into AREMARPO's strategic roadmap and see how they plan to leverage these trends and that suggested strategy to overcome those funding and logistical challenges and chart a path towards a more sustainable future.
It's a fascinating case study, offering valuable insights for anyone interested in the real-world application of these global trends.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break.
See you soon. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of recycling.
And we're exploring how AREMARPO, a Colombian recycling association, is using like strategic foresight to shape their future.
It's really cool stuff.
It's so exciting to see how they're turning these like global trends into tangible actions.
For sure.
In part 1, we laid out those 10 key trends shaping the recycling landscape. Now let's get into like the heart of the matter.
Okay.
AREMARPO's strategic roadmap.
Yeah.
What jumped out at you?
Well, the first thing that struck me was how they're embracing the report's recommendations.
Really?
What they call en la estrategia sugerida,
What does that mean?
Or in the suggested strategy,
Okay.
it shows a real willingness to adapt and evolve.
So it's not just like a theoretical analysis gathering dust on a shelf?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They're taking it seriously, using it as a blueprint for action.
That's great.
For example, they're revisiting their mission statement,
Interesting.
a fundamental element of any organization's identity.
That's true. Their current mission statement already emphasizes environmental resource recovery
Right.
and community empowerment.
Yeah.
What are they looking to change?
Yeah. Well, they're adding some key nuances to reflect their evolving vision.
Oh.
The revised mission statement explicitly mentions the circular economy,
Oh.
signaling a commitment to closing the loop on waste.
Mm-hmm.
It also emphasizes the importance of aligning with legal frameworks and technological advancements.
It's like they're weaving those global trends we discussed right into the fabric of their identity.
Yeah, exactly.
It's no longer just about recycling.
Right.
It's about doing it strategically, sustainably, and in a way that's future-proof.
Precisely.
And this strategic thinking, extends beyond words on paper.
Yeah.
They're outlining concrete steps, like leveraging tax benefits and the growing demand for sustainable practices to integrate the circular economy model even deeper into their operations.
That's smart.
So they're recognizing that doing good for the planet can also be good for business.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
A win-win. Speaking of which, how are they planning to handle those stricter environmental regulations we mentioned?
Well, rather than seeing them as a burden, they're viewing them as a catalyst for positive change.
Okay.
They're planning to proactively invest in clean technologies and ensure full compliance, which could give them a competitive advantage in the long run.
It's like turning a potential challenge into an opportunity for growth and innovation.
Exactly.
And what about that global zero waste trend?
Right.
Are they aiming for that ambitious goal?
They're not just jumping on the bandwagon.
Okay.
They're developing innovative zero-waste strategies tailored to their specific context.
I was like, what kinds of things?
This could involve things like partnering with local businesses to reduce waste at the source,
Okay.
promoting composting initiatives, and exploring new ways to reuse and repurpose materials.
It's about being proactive and creative, finding solutions that fit their community and their capabilities.
Exactly.
But none of this happens without the people on the ground,
Right.
the recyclers themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the suggested strategy for supporting them?
They're recognizing that their workforce is their greatest asset. They're planning to invest in specialized training programs focused on new technologies, best practices, and even business skills.
So it's about empowering them,
Yeah.
not just employing them.
Right.
It's about providing opportunities for professional development and growth.
Exactly. And it makes sense from a business perspective, too.
Right.
A skilled and motivated workforce is essential for efficiency, innovation, and long-term success.
Speaking of success,
Yeah.
those high transportation costs are a major roadblock.
For sure.
How are they tackling that persistent challenge?
They're exploring a multi-pronged approach.
Okay.
They're optimizing collection routes to reduce fuel consumption, investigating the feasibility of electric or hybrid vehicles,
Okay.
and even considering partnering with other organizations to share transportation resources.
It's about finding creative solutions.
Yeah.
Both short-term and long-term.
It is that.
But even with the best strategies, funding remains a critical issue.
It always is.
What's the suggested strategy for addressing those financial hurdles?
They're casting a wide net, exploring everything from traditional grants and loans to more innovative options like microfinancing,
Okay.
impact investing, and crowdfunding.
So they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Nope.
They're diversifying their funding sources.
Right.
And looking for opportunities that align with their values and goals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're also getting creative with revenue generation.
Oh, how so?
They're exploring ways to add value to the materials they collect,
Okay.
perhaps by processing them further or developing new products from recycled materials.
So it's about turning waste into a resource, not just a problem to be disposed of.
Exactly.
And I imagine strategic partnerships play a crucial role in all of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're actively seeking collaborations with businesses, NGOs, universities, and even government agencies.
Wow.
These partnerships can provide not just funding, but also expertise resources and networks that would be difficult to access alone.
It's a reminder that no organization, no matter how big or small, can tackle these complex challenges alone.
It really does take a village.
It's about collaboration.
Yeah?
shared responsibility, and leveraging collective intelligence to find solutions.
Precisely. And Ramarallo's commitment to partnership reflects a deeper understanding that sustainability is a shared journey, not a solo mission.
Their story is so inspiring.
I think so too.
They're demonstrating that even a grassroots organization in a developing country can make a real difference.
They really are, and they're doing it with a combination of pragmatism, innovation, and a deep commitment to their community.
It's amazing.
They're not just talking about sustainability. They're living it, proving that it's not just an idealistic concept, but a tangible reality.
It's a powerful message.
Yeah.
Especially for those who might feel overwhelmed by the scale of the challenges we face.
AREMARPO shows us that even small actions, when guided by a clear vision and strategic thinking, can have a ripple effect.
It's about taking those first steps, no matter how small they might seem.
Yeah.
It's about believing that change is possible and then working collaboratively to make it happen.
And that brings us to a crucial question. What can we learn from AREMARPO's journey?
Ooh, good question.
What insights can we glean from their strategic approach that might be relevant beyond the realm of recycling?
That's a great segue to our final part, where we'll zoom out and explore the broader implications of AREMARPO's story for anyone interested in building a more sustainable future.
Stay tuned as we uncover the key takeaways and explore how AREMARPO's experience can inspire and guide us all.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of recycling.
We've been talking about AREMARPO and their journey.
Yeah, those 10 key trends.
Right.
And that suggested strategy. They have to navigate the future of recycling.
It's really inspiring to see how this grassroots organization is shaping these trends.
For sure. But let's step back and look at the bigger picture. What are the implications of their story, like beyond just recycling?
I think one of the biggest takeaways is the power of strategic foresight.
You mean thinking ahead and anticipating those challenges?
Exactly. Planning for the future. You know, AREMARPO didn't just react to events as they unfolded. They took the time to analyze those trends, identify potential challenges and opportunities, and develop a roadmap for navigating the future.
So they were proactive.
Exactly. They didn't just wait for a crisis to hit before taking action.
And that applies to everything.
It does. Whether you're a business, a nonprofit, or even just an individual navigating this changing world.
It's about being intentional.
Right. Not just letting things happen to you.
AREMARPO's story also highlights another key insight.
What's that?
Embracing collaboration.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We talked about their partnerships.
Right. All those teams.
Right. From the city government to local universities and businesses.
Exactly. And those partnerships weren't just convenient.
No, they were strategic alliances.
To access resources and networks.
That they wouldn't have had otherwise.
It takes a village.
It really does. And in today's world, collaboration is more important than ever.
I agree.
Global challenges like climate change, waste management, social inequality, they require collective action. No one organization, no one government can solve these problems alone.
It's about understanding we're all in this together.
Exactly.
Our AREMARPO story also shows how important it is to stay adaptable and open to new ideas.
Oh, absolutely. I'm thinking about how they embrace the circular economy and zero waste.
Right. They didn't just stick to those same old methods.
Exactly. They challenged their assumptions, learned from others, and adapted their strategies.
So it's about staying curious.
Yeah, being a lifelong learner.
Our AREMARPO also shows that small efforts have a big impact.
I love that they started as a small group after that natural disaster, and now they're influencing policy, shaping markets, inspiring people.
It's a powerful reminder that change starts locally.
Yeah. And those small actions, when driven by passion, purpose, and a strategic vision, they can create waves of positive change.
What does this mean for our listeners, though? What's the takeaway?
We all have the power to make a difference.
Okay.
Whether you're passionate about recycling, climate change, social justice, or any other issue, AREMARPO's story shows change is possible.
Find your purpose.
Right. Align your actions with your values.
Think big.
Even if you're starting small.
And remember, we are not alone.
Exactly. There are so many people and organizations working towards a better future.
We can amplify our impact and create a better world.
That's the goal. A world that's sustainable and just for all.
I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into recycling trends inspired by AREMARPO. We hope you've gained some valuable insights.
And maybe even a sense of hope.
If you want to learn more about AREMARPO, the circular economy, zero waste, or anything else we discussed, be sure to check out the show notes.
All the links will be there.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep making a difference.